He swallowed a lump in his throat as he wondered when the clan would eat again.
With every step, his paw pads felt like they stuck to the floor. With every step, it felt like he was walking on needles. Maybe he could find some prey. Maybe he could just keep himself busy.
His grim gaze lightened when he saw Frostpond, his best friend. How could he be sad now? Frostpond.
Oh, Blackbird! The purr almost got stuck in his sore throat as he patted up, almost stepping onto his friend's paws in an attempt not to feel like a popsicle anymore.
Are you sick? He was startled by the roughness in his friend's tone. The cold hasn't been too kind to you.
He cleared his throat, shivering as he did so. Oh, no, no, don't worry. I just haven't found water liquid enough to drink in a few days.
He frowned. You know, the snow does fall from the sky. He murped unhelpfully. Maybe catch a few flakes.
Tapping his friend on the head, he rolled his eyes. You haven't changed a bit since our apprenticeship. Though he did contemplate trying it, he wanted to remain cool and collected now that they were warriors.
I'm serious, he chuckled. It's the most you can do to get some water, unless you want to lick some ice. He continued to giggle to himself as he stretched.
Huffing through his nose, which came out as a misty cloud, he smiled. I wanted to try and hunt. Since I couldn't get any sleep, the warrior's den is freezing.
Yeah, he nodded in agreement. I'm gonna walk to the clearing, to stretch my legs and wait for the dawn patrol.
He silently followed.
His whiskers twitched as he saw the already awake deputy. Lansdowne cleared his throat, a little hoarse from his snoring over the night. Little cuts of ThunderClan gather below the high rock for dawn patrols, he yowled, dropping down to the cold dirt.
He deliberately sat on his friend's tail, sheepishly, to avoid his paw pets from touching the cold ground.
The large tomcat eyed the slowly gathering warriors. Another cold morning, ThunderClan. We will be having 2 hunting patrols today, with the lack of current prey in this leaf bear, he echoes. Wagtail, lead a border patrol against the Thunderpath. Make sure ShadowClan is keeping on their side. Take Mountain Sound, Moth-Nose, and Comet with you. Dawnchirp, lead a hunting party with Autumn Rust and Pale Patch. Oakfrost, you'll lead the second hunting patrol, with Blackbird and Frostpond. He stands, careful. You're all dismissed. Blackbird nodded, only realizing Frostpond was on his tail when he went to stand, slightly dragging them along.
Hunting patrol, he chirped, trying to muster all of their energy and playing off the fact that his nice rug was just yoinked from under him.
The bright sun reflected off the snow in an unpleasant way that hurt Blackbird's eyes. Try and find something, even if it's just a mouse. It's the best we can get. He smelt the air for any kind of scent.
A sneeze was the only thing coming from Frostpond.
Blackbird snorted and parted from the patrol. He trotted along the forest, laid on his paws to keep them from touching the snow any longer than they had to. He hopped up on the rock, paws planted on the mossy earth as he scanned the forest with his gaze. It was quiet. The only sound was the rustling of the little leaves that were left on the trees. He continued searching. He took a gander across the Thunderpath for a moment, wondering if ShadowClan had any prey. A small memory crossed his mind. One of his brother. Sootkit. He was taken to ShadowClan early in his life. They were both a product of a half-clan relationship, and it was only fair that the clans both kept one of the two brothers. He shifted a bit under his pelt. He couldn't let it bother him. Not anymore. It had been too long to care. Blackbird wheezed. The exercise was making his lungs hurt, and he still hadn't found anything. Calling it quits, he returned to camp empty-pawed. Blackbird let out a huff, visible in the cold surrounding air.
Frostpunt purred as he returned to camp, padding right up to Blackbird. Look what I caught, he said, more confident about this honestly half-starved tiny bird than he should be.
He looked at the prey for a moment, then up at Frost Pond with only the movement of his eyes. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring this to the nursery, he proclaimed, padding off.
Seeing Oak Frost in his peripheral, he padded over. He shuffled a bit. I couldn't catch anything. Do you think we're okay? ThunderClan? That's alright. I believe we'll be okay in ThunderClan. We've managed to survive countless leaf bears before. I'm sure we can manage to get through this one. This time feels different, he hummed, wiping his paw over the sand in front of him. It was cold. How so? They perked their ears up, wondering how it felt different to them. It's just... Was it his own shortcomings that were bothering him? He wasn't sure. I'm just worried is all. I'm sure many are worried, as per usual. It's quite normal to worry about leaf bear and having lack of prey, he responded, understanding their worries. He nodded curtly to himself, ending the conversation early. Maybe they were fine. Frostpond, he called over, hesitance in his tone. He had opened his maw and then closed it at Frostpond's name being called.
At the caller's name, he swiveled his head around. Blackbird! He sounded delighted.
He gestured with his head for Frostpond to come over. I'd nod. Talk to you later.
He gave a nod to Pale Patch. I'll catch you later. Take care. He dipped his head with respect before joining up with his friend.
Are you not worried about the prey? He spoke in a hushed tone. Every cat seems to think this is normal.
Oh, he opened his maw, then thought for a moment. Well, I caught something today. Aren't leaf bears always harsh? He tilted his head, seemingly more asking than assuring his friend.
Not this bad. I can barely feel my paws, even in my own nest, he squeaked.
Frostpunt huffed. Well, if it really were that bad, don't you think the clans would have come up with some kind of treaty at the last full moon meeting? He said, confidently, purring. Also, Palepatch said it's not the worst they've seen.
The other clans, he murmured under his breath. Right. Okay, I'll try not to think about it too much.
Besides, if you can't feel your paws, feel free to share a nest with me. I can barely get to sleep with how cold it is either. He chuckled.
He squinted at Frostpond.
Don't look at me like that. He rolled his eyes.
He stuck out his tongue as Frostpond walked away. With a new plan now, he padded out of camp. Almost in response, the first flakes of snowfall began to float down. He shook out his pelt and continued. He gazed across the thunderpath. Was this the right thing to do? Blackbird waited patiently, long enough for his paws to turn to ice against the cold stone beneath them. His ears perked as he saw a once familiar black shape. He padded up to the edge of the path. Hey! He called hesitantly, clumsy on his numb paws.
Suitsong turned towards the voice he heard, inching closer towards the sound coming past the thunderpath, trying to get a better look as to the voice across.
He lifted his head. Can we talk?
His eyes slowly widened as Suitsong realized who the voice was under clear view, turning his head back slightly as he signaled the warriors to head back to their home.
He gestured his head to the underpass beneath the thunderpath, hoping it would be warmer there. Sukit, he panted, the cold taking his breath from him.
It's Suitsong now, brother, he corrected Blackbird. Why are you here? Did you come looking for trouble?
If your name is Trouble, he mumbled under his breath in an attempt to be playful. but now wasn't the time. How is your clan doing? I'm worried. This leaf bear seems harsher than most.
Just because we're brothers doesn't mean we need to know what happens in each other's lives, especially our clans. Shouldn't you have more important things to attend to other than this, like them?
I just wanted to know. He shied back a bit. The hostility from Sitsong's maw was jarring, surprising even. And I wanted to see you, make sure you're well.
I'm fine. We're fine. But you need to understand that we cannot be seen like this. Go back to your clan. They need you. And please, don't let us meet like this again.
He swallowed and simply nodded, turning on his paws and leaving. He slipped into a nest, huffing.
He gently pawed his friend. Hey, good morning. He kept on pawing them. Let's go hunting while the day is still early.
Early? He blinked to sleep from his eyes. Yeah, sure.
He purred, nudging them with his tail as he led them out of the den.
He sniffed the cold air. Let's stay together, shall we? He purred in a shiver.
It seemed to grow colder every single day, so he wasn't against the idea at all. Yes, that's a good call.
He nodded, brushing his pelt against Frost Pond as he padded onward. While searching for prey, he suddenly stopped and stiffened.
He looked at his friend surprised. You okay? Did you see prey? He asked excitedly.
Blackbird kept his eyes penned on something he swore he saw. A pure white cat, standing among the snow. But it didn't seem alive. It was still. Don't move, he whispered, frightened.
Hey? He started to look concerned. Is there something there?
In fear, he stepped forward. What are you? He yowled. As he ran, the snow began to worsen, taking away the figure in its grasp. Where? He panted.
Blackbird! He yowled, chasing after him. What are you talking about?
There was... I saw... The cold snow battered his pelt, making it hard to think. Camp. We should go back to camp.
With the wind picking up, he shivered. Yeah, let's just go.
This is bad. He frantically looked around as snow began to pile in the corners of the ravine.
I've never seen snow this bad, he whimpered, feeling how his fur clumped with snow.
Blackbird took a deep breath and padded down into the clearing swiftly. Shredstar. Right, sure. He turned to the snow-covered Tom. This is really bad, he emphasized. We should go if what I saw was a sign. This snow isn't going to end soon. Please, it's just a simple storm. It just happens during Leaf Bear. We're ThunderClan for StarClan's sake. We have dealt with plenty of worse. This will pass in time. Lionsnot stared at Blackbird, standing tall as he looked over the hills of the clan's camp. His eyes widened at Shredstar's words. You can't be serious. He huffed, wanting to yell. Instead, he decided to be productive. Those of you that think the storm is too strong to bear, we're going to leave. Wait, Wait, hold on, you can't just take my warriors over some weather. If they want to leave, they can, he piped. Leaving will only do worse. Where are you even gonna go, huh? Shadow Clan? It's just snow. I can't understand. Why even be this scared? We're ThunderClan. You are acting like a fox is in camp. We'll be fine if we just stay indoors. Doffer meowed. Someone doesn't carry a run kit, he'd cry. I got it. He stepped up. Okay, wait, hold on. Fine, just fine. If Rivercat wants to leave over some frost, then we will, he grumbled. We should go to the barn. WinClan ought to be there already. Right, sure. Very far travel in such a storm is such a great plan. His pupils narrowed. I thought we were ThunderClan, his tail flicked. We need to go, now.
The barn is warm, and we won't get snowed in, he scoffed, twitching his tail. Rankit is too young to survive weather this cold.
He gestured for them to follow. Just go to the barn. No specific cat has to lead. To the barn, Lion Snout shouts. Frostbond, wait! Take Rinkit. I need to do something.
He looked alarmed. Are you going to be okay on your own?
I'll be fine. Just get Rinkit somewhere warm. I'm gonna make sure the camp is empty. He took a deep breath. Shadow Clan. Their territory was even less guarded from the weather. He flinched, blindly making his way through the dense snow. He let out a terrible yelp when a tree branch, heavied by the snow, landed on his lower half. He screeched and pulled himself forward, sinking his claws into the frozen ground. He couldn't move. Help! He cried. He wasn't even sure how close to the camp he'd made it before getting trapped. Please! He lowered his head against the cold earth. Please.
Blackbird! Suitsong yelled towards his brother. You wretched mouse-brained fool! What business do you have making your way here? What did I tell you? Choose your words very carefully. Suitsong approaches his brother, using all his might to move the branch off from them before turning his back to them as if to walk away from Blackbird and leave him to fend for themselves.
Wait! He cried. Please. We need to leave, he cried again. ThunderClan has already evacuated to the barn. ShadowClan is worse off without the protection of our oak trees. You have to come with me.
Suitsong let out a deep sigh, facing his brother once more. And why should I even dare help you again?
It's not me you're helping. Your clan needs this, Suitsong. They need you.
Suitsong's eyes showed a hint of pity for his brother. He didn't want to help him, but he had a duty to protect his clan at all costs, and he understood that more than anything.
Blackbird watched his brother disappear back into the clan. He turned to pad back, but fell once again, cold and numb.
He padded over to the nest that Blackbird was sleeping in. Oh, thanks, Starclan, you're safe, he purred loudly, nuzzling his head against the other cats.
Blackbird blinked groggily. He looked back at his injured leg, now neatly wrapped in a cobweb sling. I'm sorry for running off.
You're a bird brain, you know? He playfully dabbed the other Tom on the head. You gave me quite the fright when you didn't show up.
Yeah. He sat up, still shaky on his paws. The others, did they make it? ShadowClan?
Yes, they carried you in, and they are all safe and sound. He nodded his head, reassuringly. It's a little weird having another clan so close around us.
They carried me? He thought. Maybe Sitong didn't hate him like he thought. I have someone I need to check on. Thank you for keeping me company, Frostpond.
He dipped his head, then purred. Make sure you keep off that leg.
He nodded, giving off a small murp as he left. He padded up behind Sitsong, intent on apologizing for the scene he'd caused, but something distracted him.
He chuckled, too enraptured at the sight of his kids playing blissfully. Despite that, he felt the presence of a cat behind him. Hey, brother. I see you're well.
Thanks to you, he nodded, though his eyes were still on the kids. You have kids? She ran to Sitsong, going to his side. She mewed.
Yes. Aren't they just perfect, Blackbird?
His ears perked when Sitsong finally called them by name. Yeah, they are. His family had grown. No wonder Sitsong was so intent on protecting his clan, even from his brother. I don't expect much to change between us. When we go back to our clans, our borders will remain the same, but... He glanced down at the kids, then back to Sitsong. Thank you. For this.
Of course. Sutsong seemed almost disappointed, but kept his composure. I wouldn't expect any less.
Blackbird turned to see the snow. The threat had become a blessing in disguise. It soon would pass, but oddly, Blackbird hoped it wouldn't.